striking colours and undeniable contrast. See the incredible with Hisense 4K ULED TVs.
Finally, loud colour.
TV to the power of Q.
How cool do these new TVs look?
I'm just glad that we don't need a new TV. I mean, can you imagine trying to choose between...
Come on down to Loopy Larry's laptops, electronics, and televisions. We got little TVs, big TVs, medium-sized TVs. I sell candles now. My wife won't stop making them. I'm Loopy Larry, that's right. Loopy. So come on down to Loopy Larry's. That's right, I'm clinically insane. G'day, lads. What can I do you for? LED, LCD, OLED, QLED, ULED,
I don't know if we...
BLT.
Oh, I'll take that, yeah.
All that jargon is designed to confuse you into buying the fancy-sounding thing. So, what does it all mean?
Oi, you nicked me bloody customers.
All of these terms refer to a TV screen's display or panel. Seems overwhelming, but really there's only two technologies to choose from: LED and OLED.
Ah, right, well, actually...
Now, obviously, I am going to be making some generalisations to explain all this technical stuff, so if you are a pedant about this sort of thing, please email smcaliph@madashell.tv. You've probably heard of LCD. That refers to the liquid crystal display at the front of the TV. LED refers to the lights behind it. And if you see LED, LCD or LED/LCD, they're all talking about the same kind of display.
So all LED TVs are the same?
Are they?
Most LED TVs arrange the lights along the edges. Or there's full array LED, which has lights across the entire back of the screen. They're bulkier, but they're the best option for picture quality, if they have something called local dimming, which means the backlights can dim some areas of the screen while keeping other areas bright.
Oi, don't forget about QLED and ULED.
Companies will put all manner of letters in front of the LED to try to impress you, but these TVs still use LED backlights.
Please, tell me more about the lights inside a TV.
Actually, that's it.
Oh, thank God.
For LEDs. Now, let's move on to OLEDs. OLED TVs don't need backlights because each pixel can emit its own light and switch on and off completely, which means...
Which means perfect black levels.
No, I'm pretty sure TV's just off.
Right.
But perfect black levels don't come cheap.
Whoa, look at the contrast on the flames against the dark background. Totally worth it.
Totally, yeah. Yep. Can we go home now?
Actually, TV companies often say you can.
Bring cinema home with
4K UHD.
Shh.
If you see any of these terms, they're talking about resolution, or how many pixels are on the screen. 4K is the highest resolution. It's sometimes also called Ultra HD or UHD.
4K TVs have over 8 million pixels.
Is that a lot?
Have you considered SUHD?
That's just the same resolution as UHD, but here's what they did. They put an S in front. Worked for Uber, man.
Oh, because super.
Yeah, all right. So, in terms of...
HDR? FDR?
So, in terms of resolution, while 4K is top of the range because it's got the most pixels, HDR, or high dynamic range, means better pixels by oomping up the colour and contrast to make the picture more naturalistic.
So hang on, if I have 4K and HDR, I really can bring the cinema home.
Except...
We'll take it.
Booyah! Ah, I didn't get the money.
Except to take advantage of both 4K and HDR, you need to be watching content that's been filmed in those formats, and that's not widely available. No Australian TV channels have it.
Yes, but content in 4K and HDR is available on things like Netflix and Stan.
But you need fast internet to be able to watch it, and not many Australians have that.
Great. Now we'll never know if the Queen becomes the Queen.
And if you're watching low-res stuff like reruns of The Nanny, a 4K TV might actually make it look worse.
No, we mainly watch Netflix stuff.
And pirated movies.
Pirate movies, like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that you've downloaded illegally.
All of that being said, 4K TV is looking like it will eventually be the new standard in film and broadcast, not just a fad like curved screens or 3D TV.
It's not a fad.
So how come this fancy new TV makes my movies look kinda cheap?
I'm flying a bloody dragon. Whee!
If you put on a movie but it feels weird or cheap or like you're watching outtakes instead of the film, you're probably experiencing the soap opera effect.
The soap opera effect? I haven't heard of it.
It's caused by a feature on new TVs called motion smoothing. It reduces blurring. It can be good for sports, but not so much movies.
How do we stop it?
You can turn off motion smoothings in settings or just watch your movies in cinema mode. Also, I slept with your father.
Sorry, what'd you say about my dad?
I said, let's talk about screen size.
Bigger is always better.
Technically, I'm not considered family. I wouldn't be allowed to pull the plug. I should have placed them.
Well, there is such a thing as too big. Exactly what that is depends on your viewing distance. Online guides suggest that you should look for a screen size which is about half the distance between your couch to your TV. So measure it out before you go to the shops.
Whoa. They look so good, they make me hate myself.
There are all sorts of tricks retailers can use to make their display TVs look incredible. It's kind of like Phil here. Maybe he scrubbed up on your first date, but when you got him home, it wasn't quite the same.
Hey, can you take that down, please?
It's fine. You look good.
So, when you're shopping for a TV in-store, ask the assistant to turn off demo or shop mode and cycle through the other viewing modes while you watch a range of different channels. Look out for older shows like The Nanny appearing blocky or pixelated, especially on cheaper 4K TVs. Oh, and play around with the remote. You want to test the feel of it and see how easy it is to use the electronic program guide. Remember, if it's annoying you in the shop, it's going to drive you crazy at home. Check the contrast of light areas in dark scenes and see how well the TV handles movement by watching sport. Also, check to see if the skin tone looks natural.
Looks pretty natural to me.
Remember your viewing distance. Try to watch the TVs in the store from that distance. And you can always bring along a USB with your favourite shows on it to see how they'll look.
We can watch Pirated from the Caribbean.
If there's a USB port.
We'll tell the shop assistant what devices you'll want to plug into the TV. And if you bought a TV because they told you it could do something and it turns out it can't, you're entitled to a refund or a replacement.
And of course, you'll be wanting the gravity stand, the Diamond HDMI cable, the Star Trek phaser remote control, and one of Loopy Lizzie's lovely lavender candles.
They might try and flog you a bunch of overpriced extras at the point of sale, so don't get sucked in.
This one comes with a manufacturer's warranty of 12 months.
And after that?
It's not our problem.
Actually, it is. The store still has to provide a remedy even after the manufacturer's warranty has expired.
I'll give you the number for the manufacturer.
No, don't let him fob you off to them. The seller still has to deal with it if it's within a reasonable period.
But what is a reasonable period? I mean, it's a grey area. You're better off buying our 2-year extended warranty.
Well, in a 2014 case, TV maker Panasonic agreed that a television should last for 8 years. So, chances are the consumer guarantees, which are free, are going to last even longer than the extended warranties you pay for.
Loopy Larry did not know that.
You're not alone, Larry. Choice found that half of TV salespeople were giving incorrect information about the consumer guarantees.
Loopy Larry's on the lam.
Good God.
Look, at the end of the day, you don't have to spend top dollar to get a good TV. In fact, a lot of the independent consumer and tech review sites recommend mid-range units under $1,000. If you're happy with the picture quality and it does everything you want it to, that's enough.
Let's go this one.
We made such a great choice.
Yeah, it's worth every penny.
comes to honey, there's honey and then there's
Manuka.
overpriced superfood of the honey world. And I know what you're thinking. You're about to dress up like a bee and tell me all the reasons why Manuka is some sort of scam. And you'd be wrong. Oh, who am I kidding? You're mostly right. And yes, I am dressed like a bee.
And I am your bee friend, Ben B, here to help you on your bee venture.
You're going to do tortured puns the entire time, aren't you?
Because. That means of course. In B.
If you've drunk the honey-flavoured Kool-Aid, Manuka can treat just about anything.
Wait, why am I in a beehive?
You're in Ward B.
If you believe the hype, Manuka can help with sore throats, heart disease, arthritis, dental health, washing your face, split ends, athlete's foot, cholesterol, wounds, burns, superbugs, and a million more things. This one says it can relieve the symptoms stomach ache, gastric ulcer, and pregnant woman? Excuse me, I'm not a symptom. And with excessive claims come excessive prices.
And now it's time for your bill. So that was $180 per jar. I only used it. He's gone into bill shock. I need 5 cc's of Manuka honey. Scat! Who am I talking to?
But is Manuka honey really all it's cracked up to
be?
Manuka honey is derived from the nectar of Manuka trees, and it's one of those things that both Australia and New Zealand claim as their own, like Russell Crowe.
Oh, I loved him in Glad Beater. Not so much in A Beautiful Mind. I'll just...
Yeah. So let's start with the positives. Manuka honey can have high levels of antibacterial activity. Some companies describe this as the so-called
Unique Manuka factor.
Others call it NPA or MGO. But whatever sciencey marketing label they give it, the higher the antibacterial activity, the higher the price.
So, tell me, do all these antibacterially acronyms actually mean it works, Doctor?
I'm a B.
I'm a doctor.
A real doctor?
I have a PhD.
I have a PhB.
I investigate the antimicrobial and prebiotic properties of honey.
Continue.
There are lots of clinical trials and case studies showing that honey, and Manuka honey in particular, is very effective at treating wounds, incisions, burns and ulcers when it's applied topically or directly.
Delightful.
It's always best to treat wounds with honeys that are specifically packaged as wound care products and approved by the TGA as a medical device.
To check if a wound care product is TGA approved, look for one of these codes on the packet or do an ARTG search at tga.gov.au.
Yeah, but Manuka honey ham is a registered wound care product, right?
Honey-based wound care products are really only a tiny fraction of the wound care market. There's just a few brands available and they're nowhere near as pricey as edible Manuka products.
Manuka honey can also cure gingivitis, strep throat, and staph infections.
I have golden staph?
Golden stuff for the golden staph.
Well, using Manuka honey topically in a clinical setting is really effective against these superbugs that cause staph and strep infections. But that doesn't mean that we should just be treating these bugs at home with honey that's meant for eating.
So, just because honey in the lab has shown some promise doesn't mean you should try fighting superbugs with honey from the supermarket. And there's definitely no reason to pay huge prices, like say $230 for Manuka honey that's meant for eating, no matter how much they try to make it sound like medicine.
Take 5 grams 30 minutes before meals 3 times daily and increase if necessary. Trust me, I'm a bee.
So why these insane prices? To put it simply, it's the halo effect. Promising medical research is being used to create the impression that Manuka is extra special when it's sold as a food. And if you're in any doubt about this, just look at how online shop Natonic promote this $124 bottle of eating honey by saying that Manuka is effective against the bacteria that causes stomach ulcers and strep throat.
Well, Manuka honey is a
Superfood.
But if you're buying it as a food, which most of us are, all of those special antibacterial properties that make Manuka so interesting in the lab and in the clinic, they're destroyed by the digestion process.
In that sense, Manuka is like most topical treatments. They don't work if you eat them.
What? Shh, eat your Savlon.
So ironically, rather than being a superfood, Manuka is not super when it's used as a food.
And unfortunately, there's no hard evidence to support basically all of the other claims.
Will it help my hay fever?
No.
Prevent diabetes?
No.
Cholesterol?
Nope.
Make me sleep better?
No.
Will it make my peanut butter sandwich taste better?
Okay, yes.
Look, I'm not saying you should stop eating honey. And if you do care about the latest research, when it comes to honey in general, there's actually a bit of buzz.
Excuse me, I'll do the bee puns around here.
Yeah, go on then.
There's actually a bit of buzz. Yeah,
Eating honey in general can have some therapeutic benefits because honey has anti-inflammatory, antioxidant and prebiotic properties.
And those good things aren't killed by the digestion process.
No, but you are just as likely to get these potential benefits from regular honey as you are from one of the Manuka varieties.
Look, if you like the taste of Manuka, then go nuts. But don't go wasting your money on high UMFs or MGOs or whatever. Because when it comes to eating it, really, it's all just honey. Okay, what's the next story?
It says we're explaining the birds and the bees.
Oh, I wish someone explained that to me 7 months ago.
Hunter Lane all-day eatery.
Great, time for an afternoon
Till 2:30 p.m.
stroll to the supermarket.
Anna's original almond thins.
I love almond.
Ingredients.
No almonds in the almond thins?
May contain traces of almonds.
They really are thin on almonds. Forget Sweden's most loved peppercucker then. I'll have some pepperoni.
Domino's Sunday Night Saver.
Great, I love saving on Sundays.
10% surcharge applies on Sundays.
More like Sunday night surcharge. At least at Coles I can save every day.
Coles Seedless Watermelon. 4 stars per kilo. Special.
Okay, but how much is it really?
$130 per kilo.
At that price, I think those stars meant motherfucker.
Grove Premium Pear Juice. Australian-made juice.
That's great.
Our commitment to Australian farmers has always remained.
Good on you.
Made in Australia.
Okay, I get
From
it.
imported ingredients.
That commitment didn't last long.
Australian white seedless grapes.
Let me guess.
Product of the United States of America.
And there it is. I'm just gonna have a sandwich.
Your sandwich is my command.
Huh?
Gourmet sandwiches.
I'll be in my room.
If you've seen any signs of the times, send them to us at tip-off at thecheckout.tv.
Go away.
As you sandwich.
A shiny new car. Mate, I'll adjust the thing for you. See you soon.
Armour All High Performance Wax and Polish restores dull paintwork.
As promised, your brand spanking new 2018 model.
Attention! Do not use if paintwork is already dull.
Can I interest you in an antique? Why? I'll never sell any cars.
In the consumer justice system, the people are protected by two separate but equally important groups, the ACCC and their elite scam prevention unit, the ACCC. These are their stories.
Hi, ma'am. It's a lot of iTunes gift cards you're buying there. I know the feeling. When a new Justin Bieber album comes out, you can't just buy it once.
Oh, it's not for the music. The Australian Tax Office told me to buy the iTunes gift cards.
Really? Ma'am, you're about to make a terrible mistake.
I told you I'm not buying Justin Bieber.
No, I mean the gift cards. Ma'am, would you mind coming down the station with me?
My name is Jason O'Connor, calling you from the Australian Taxation Office. There has been a lawsuit filed against your name concerning a tax evasion. Kindly ring us back.
And when I called back, the nice man said I could clear up the debt using iTunes gift cards.
No, madam. What you need is this. Oh, that's right, ma'am. It's all here in the sealed section of the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission Monthly. Scam callers pretending to be from the ATO or Centrelink or Telstra ring you saying that you owe them money and say that you have to pay by buying iTunes gift cards.
I knew this iTunes thing was dodgy. I bought several albums on the iTunes and they haven't mailed me a single CD.
No, it's not iTunes, Chip. The gift cards are real, but once the scammers have the serial numbers, they sell them on the black market.
But why gift cards?
They're completely untraceable.
And how much has been lost?
Over $500,000.
That's a lot of gift cards.
It might be the scammer again. What do I do?
Not lodge! I thought you were on maternity leave.
Crime doesn't take maternity leave, but it should have the right to. No legitimate company or government agency will ever call you and ask you to pay for something using iTunes gift cards. If you receive a call like this, hang up immediately.
Thank you, Many C's. Now I'm off to buy some more gift cards for unscrupulous people who are just after my money. My grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's time for everyone's favourite game.
Does it mean Bluetooth?
It's a toothbrush! The Oral-B Genius 8000 gives real-time feedback on brushing pressure and time via Bluetooth.
That sounds unnecessary.
Instead of judging how long and hard you've been brushing your teeth using your brain for free, now you can do it using Bluetooth for $200.
Wow, that's expensive.
Until next time, as we always say...
Stop putting Bluetooth in everything.
Hello and welcome to FUtube, where we don't negotiate with terrorists. Tonight's first FU is from Scott and is about Jetstar, everyone's favourite way to fly into a rage. Oh, Scott didn't want to record a video for us, so we decided to get a much more famous Scott to play his role, but they all said no. So instead, we're stuck with our very own Scott Abbott.
Ugh. Woohoo! I paid $36 extra for seat selection on a Jetstar flight, but then I didn't get the seats I asked for.
Kind of annoying, but as Jetstar explained, seats aren't guaranteed until departure and may change due to operational requirements. Fair enough. Except that when Scott asked for his money back, he was told...
Seats are non-refundable.
So I paid a $36 seat selection fee for nothing.
Jetstar eventually offered him a $25 voucher. How good of them. Wait, no, that is shithouse.
I paid $36 cash and ended up with a $25 voucher? Not a great deal.
That is the best I am able to offer regarding this matter.
Until Scott took his complaint to the Australian Airline Consumer Advocate, then Jetstar said,
I have requested a refund of $36, the amount you paid for your seats.
Jetstar told us their policy is...
For seat changes within Jetstar's control, customers can request a refund of the seat selection fee.
Fair enough. But they also said...
Customers may be required to move seats at short notice due to operational reasons, which is not refundable.
Which seems ridiculous. If you pay for a seat selection service and you don't get what you paid for, you should get a refund. And the consumer law is clear that a refund means you get money back. Not a voucher, not a free in-flight meal, not some junk they had lying around the office, but money. All right, who's next? Hold it. It's Jetstar again. Daniel's flight was cancelled due to Cyclone Debbie.
Fair enough, I didn't want to fly through that.
Jetstar offered to move him to another flight at no extra cost, but he'd already missed his cousin's wedding.
So I took a voucher for the value of the initial booking.
The thing is, when Daniel went to use his $830 voucher on flights that cost $700, Jetstar said,
Our vouchers are only available for one use. I know it's hard to accept that the remainder of your voucher may be forfeited.
Yeah. That is hard to accept. If you've been given a voucher as a replacement for a cancelled flight, we reckon you should be able to use its full value. And when it comes to refunds, the ACCC says travel vouchers are not equivalent and should not be used as a substitute. So, when are you entitled to a refund? Well, it's when there's been a major failure. If a reasonable consumer wouldn't have paid for the service had they known about the failure that was going to happen, it's a major failure. Now, that's all very well in theory, but in practice, there's lots of grey areas. Would a reasonable consumer buy a ticket if they knew a flight would be delayed by 30 minutes, 2 hours, 6 hours, or cancelled entirely by a cyclone? The answer will depend on each consumer's circumstances, but a voucher is not a refund, and when it comes with unfair conditions, that is shithouse. Okay, who's next? Sit. Kai has a complaint about your Club Jetstar program.
It sucks.
We might need you to expand on that.
Well, I joined Club Jetstar because the Jetstar website was offering $10 off airfares for its members.
Club Jetstar is Jetstar's
exclusive membership program with discount flights and great travel offers.
It costs $49 to join, so Kai signed up. But when he tried to use it, his Club Jetstar discount suddenly disappeared. Jetstar said that was because...
As I can see, you selected the Flexi bundle, which is why it became $69.
Turns out the Club Jetstar discount is only available on the basic fare, and adding a bundle to your flight, you know, baggage or a meal or seat selection,
I'd be wary about the seat selection.
means you lose the discount, which isn't how exclusive clubs are meant to work.
You can come in as long as you don't drink, dance, or have a good time in any way.
The Club Jetstar terms and conditions don't make it clear anywhere that the discounts don't apply if you add bundles, though they told us...
We are taking steps to explicitly outline that Flexi Beers and Max bundles are excluded.
Maybe they should skywrite it. Anyway, when Kai asked for a refund on his membership fee, he was told...
That's non-refundable.
You like saying that, don't you?
Clearly states in our terms and conditions that the Club Jetstar joining fee is non-refundable.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what any airline's terms and conditions say. In fact, the ACCC has just reviewed literally thousands of complaints about no refund statements and excessive fees for cancellations and changes, and reminded airlines that they must ensure they comply with the Australian consumer law. And we should say, these are problems across all airlines. It's not just Jetstar who's guilty of this sort of thing.
Thank you.
But you were voted worst airline in the world in a 2017 global survey and came rock bottom in Choice's annual travel trend survey again. Scott, Kai and Daniel's stories show, as the ACCC puts it, that airlines appear to offer remedies to consumers on an ad hoc basis rather than through a consistent and reasoned application of their policies and procedures. In other words, they offer what they think they can get away with. So you may need to push back. Like Tom did when he asked for a refund after Virgin cancelled his flight 10 minutes before it was due to leave.
First they told me.
No refunds under fare rules.
And then they said.
You can have a travel credit.
And then they said.
We can refund you, minus a $50 fee.
And then I said, I'm aware of the consumer law, and I watched the checkout. And suddenly...
a complete refund will be processed.
God bless the checkout and the ABC.
Well done, Tom. Right. Next.
Oh, come on! You can't do Jetstar all night.
Actually, we probably could. But you know what? I think we'll leave it there. Until next time, good night.
Checkout is complete.